All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, ShottyTheBeam, and we're doing the Gravity Podcast. And today we are joined with Godly the Ruler. He's a talented artist that I found from my For You page on TikTok. And why don't you introduce yourself?
What's up, guys? This is Godly the Ruler speaking right now. I guess I'm a multifaceted artist. I guess, but the primary thing I do is music. I've been putting out music for a while now. I've been started actually putting out music when I was in high school, and I'm a junior in college now, so it's been a while. But it hasn't been until probably the last couple months where I've really been going hard on getting music out there and trying to break through, because I mean, it really is just for fun, and it still is just for fun, but I'm making some solid stuff, so I'm trying to break through, get it to as many people as possible. And I'm based out of Madison, Wisconsin, I guess, because that's where I go to school. But right now I'm in Chicago. I'm back at my parents' home for the next couple weeks. I just came by to visit before I kick off my summer and start working on some more projects and getting some more cool music and some cool videos out.
Yes, that's beautiful. Hey, I really fuck with D-Rod. That shit goes crazy. That shit.
Thank you, man.
I think A Million
It's an
Degrees
awesome
does too.
song.
That shit
Oh,
goes-
thank you. Yeah, those two are some my favorite songs as well.
Yeah, what's the sample on that shit? Cause that on 1 Million Degrees.
Oh, the little after.
Yeah.
Honestly, my friends back on campus helped me produce that beat. I'm trying to remember, because a lot of people use that sample. It's in an Ariana Grande song. It's in a Metro Booming song.
Oh,
It's
shit.
in Yeah, I don't know why I can't think of the name of the sample right now, but it's really popular, honestly.
Yeah, but it was I think it was a pretty unique flip. It sounded nice though. That shit was nice. It kind of gave me like a Redville, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
Type
I was honestly listening to them this morning.
Yeah, he's nice, bro. He's nice. And he's pretty low key. He's underground kind of. So.
Yeah.
Well, I remember seeing your thing, and you got the Peggy, the JPeg Mafia comparison right away. And
All the
how you
time.
feel about that? How you feeling about that?
It's so funny. I was literally, before we even got on this, because I was just looking through my comments on TikTok, because there's a video that's popping off a little bit, and I was just looking and I'm like, Peggy vibes. This reminds me of JPEG. This is JPEG son. I'm like, I get it. I 100% get it, and I won't even lie. I love JPEG Mafia. I listen to all the time. That's very much in my my rotation of music that I'm listening to, and I'm not that's somebody that I'm inspired by as well, for a lot of different reasons. And people will say that, and one, I want to say I don't take offense to it at all, because everything is anything and everyone sounds like anyone. If you're making music, it's really tough to say you're not drawing inspiration from anybody, or you're not trying to adopt somebody's style. And that's the thing, I think it's okay to adopt people's styles and sounds, as long as you make it your, at some point it's going to become unique to you. Because sure, people say I sound like Peggy, but underneath all of that, there's 10 other people that I'm inspired by, that I'm trying to adopt their style and their all that stuff. So it's really multi-layered, and at some point it's gonna just sound like Godly the Ruler. And I think we're just at the early phases where people are, it's just an easy thing to be point out and be oh, this is the first thing that I hear, so I'm just gonna connect it to the closest whatever. And again, like I said, I don't take any offense to it. I think it's cool. If you're saying I sound like somebody that I'm inspired by, that I love, I'll take that as
I think, yeah, I would say if somebody compared me to JPEG Mafia, I'd take that as a compliment because
Exactly.
he's nice with it. I really like Peggy. And I don't know. I think that's how a lot of people start their careers though. It's like that comparison, like, and that's how I think it pushes it off because there's always like there's people that will always like that kind of, like, say for you, like Peggy has a fan base, so now people will like your music because he's famous.
Yeah, like that's how it is. Like people are making that association, you know, artist. You literally like go to Spotify, scroll down to like the bottom of the artist page, will be like similar artists or like listeners also like yeah, it
exactly.
is what it is.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's extremely deep, but it's like, I think eventually you just have to make sure that like you have a definitive sound. It's like, oh, this is a Godly the Ruler type beat. I think that's
and like another thing I want to say, like people say like it sounds like JPEG Mafia, but like honestly, it sounds like punk. It sounds like, you know, like that's like what it really is. Cause I also like really like a lot of punk music. Like I like a lot of like, you know, like like when I was like in middle school, I was listening to like a lot of like Paramore, a lot of like All Time Low, a lot of like Fall Out Boy. Like now I'm listening to this like band called Dogleg a lot, and it's just like, it's like really what they say. Like I think what they're going when they're trying to say I sound like JPEG, it's like the tone of my voice, but the tone that I'm going for is more like a punk thing. Like if you listen to like punk music, like that's JPEG Mafia sounds like he could be in a punk band. Like I think, yeah, that's just something else I wanted to like point out.
Yeah, no, but I think that will always happen. Like you will always be compared to somebody, and I think it kind of sucks because you know that you're unique, but
yeah. Somebody was like, I sound like Tyler the Creator. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I definitely do not see the Tyler comparison though.
Yeah. You're like, you sound like Joey Badass. I'm like, very confused.
So would you put yourself in like, so you make more like punk then? Is that like the goal, not to make like hip hop necessarily?
I mean, I'm just trying to make good music. Like, you know, fuck a genre. I don't really. Yeah. Like, thanks. There's a lot of stuff that I'm working on right now that isn't even like hip hop. There's like I'm making like pop music. I'm making like indie music. I'm making like hyperpop. I'm making punk. I'm just making whatever I like, you know.
Right. What do you think of the hyperpop like movement?
I think it's lovely. I think it's exactly like what I like to see, like just kind of like flipping a genre on its head. Just like pushing boundaries and kind of like having people scratching their head, but also like bobbing their head.
Yeah.
And, you know, I love it. There's a lot of people in that like world that I'm inspired by for sure.
Of course, that's good. So, I'm kind of curious on the name Godly the Ruler. Where did that come from?
Okay, yeah. So like, it was like Godly is the like nickname I got in high school when I was a freshman, and it was just like one of those things like some upperclassmen. I was like 14. Like some upperclassmen were like just like flipped my name because like my birth name is God Will, and they just like flipped and they're like, you're godly now, and I was like, it felt like they like put a crown on my head. So like that just stuck with me, and when like I said, like I started making music in high school. So when I was and then like I started putting out music on SoundCloud. So I was like making my SoundCloud, and I'm like, what do I want my like name to be, whatever. And Chance the Rapper was like blowing up like at the time, and I was like, I don't know, I just wanted to like make like a 3-part name like that. So I was like Godly, and I was thinking of like there's like old hip hop artists that I used to listen to or still do. Their name is Slick Rick, and like people call Rick like Rick the Ruler, and there's like some, and then it like came up on my Instagram randomly that same day, and I was like, this is it, Godly the Ruler, and yeah.
That's cool. name. I definitely like the name. I think it's pretty unique. I don't know.
Thank
I
you.
feel like people might like, they hear that name and they may be like, oh, this is arrogant as hell though. Like, like just outside of context, it's like Godly the Ruler. Like how that's
I know
such
that
like,
is pretty. That's pretty like. That's a heavy name, you know.
that is that's a heavy name. But I don't know. I now that I know the context though, I think it's that like makes a lot of sense with you. I think.
Yeah, and it was just like one of those things. Like after like a couple months, like the name just became my identity, and like I started to like figure out all these connections with the name and myself, and I was like, I feel like I picked this randomly, but it seems like it was meant to be.
Yeah. Did you ever get like bugged and bullied for your like actual name? Cause
yeah, like my actual birth name.
yeah.
Yeah, just because like I don't know, it was when we were younger. Like kids were just like young and dumb, and like
True.
cause Godwill is very close to Goodwill, and Goodwill is a thrift store, and I don't know, like at that time people were like, again, we're like young, people were like, your name is like the thrift store, that's lame. And I'm like, damn.
Bro, like I don't know. Also, like I get that, like being an immigrant, bro, in white America.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Exactly, because we migrated here from Nigeria, so it was
shit.
like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Pakistani, and yeah, my name is in the shot, and kids would just shit on me. They'd be like, yo, your name is in the shit, your name is this, that. I'm like, yo.
Fuck that. I think that's fire. I think that's an awesome name. I hate that because like I talk to like some people, or I talk to people a lot, like just about like names. I think like, cause like once I start to like appreciate my name, I start to like appreciate other people's names, and like I'd be talking to like other like migrant like kids, and they'd be like, oh yeah, this is my name, but you can call me this instead. And I'm like, no, but would you not prefer me to call you by your name? And they're like, yeah, but like we had to like Americanize it because it was either hard for people to pronounce, or like people were just like, I'm like, that is so sad. You should really be able to take pride in your name. I don't know.
Oh, shit. I mean, I guess in music it's different, but like just normal day-to-day life, I think that's deep because that's you. That's
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So besides Peggy though, and some of the punk artists or punk bands you were talking about, are there any other like musical inspirations you take from?
Definitely Kanye.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, not even just like sonically, like not like I'm trying to like make music like Kanye, but like everything, like just as a person, like the confidence, the like arrogance, even the like just having so much belief in yourself, and like the way he like approaches his artistry is like really cool, and like the way he's like, trying to like or not even trying, he's like expanded to be more than just like a musical artist. I think that's really like inspirational. Another one would probably be like Dennis Rodman, like on a very like not even just because of the song, but just like being a person that like pushes boundaries, like breaks binaries, and is like kind of just like people look at Dennis like they're crazy, but like also like they're like inspired by them. I think that's awesome. And also just like stylistically, like I really love like their style. Like I do a bunch of like crazy stuff with my hair, and that's all because of like Dennis Rodman. As of late, I've really been getting into Gene Dawson. Yeah, if you don't know who that is, definitely check them out. Gene Dawson.
Wait, what is it? Gene Dawson?
Yeah, Gene, Gean, Dawson, Dawson. Like that's another very cool artist. They make really cool music, and like again, just like the way they approach their artistry is like really interesting, and it's very immersive, and I think that's like inspirational as well.
That's sweet.
And then I don't know, just like freaking like there's a lot of like also like women, just like random like
women in general.
Literally just like the whole like species of women is like very inspirational.
Yeah, true. So, obviously you're making music right now, but I feel like just by looking at some of your pictures on Instagram and your stuff on Spotify, I can tell that you really fuck with fashion. And
Oh, 100%, yeah.
is that somewhere you're trying to go, like modeling and that kind of thing? Is that somewhere you're trying to go as well?
Yeah, like, I mean, not, it's like weird because I'm not like really like reaching for it, but it's like reaching at me. Like, people will like reach out to me to come like do like modeling gigs or come like walk in this fashion show or like come like be in this lookbook that we're doing. And I mean, like, for my own like personal interest, like I like just looking good. I look good, feel good. But yeah, like I said, like the think like going back to like Kanye West and just like the fact that he's like so much more than like just like a musical artist. I would definitely love to tap into the world of like modeling and fashion and all that. I think it's cool. I mean, I just anything like I can express myself like artistically, like 100% will eat it up and like go all in.
Yes, yeah, no, that's beautiful. I think that also is like an essential part, because I feel like if you just do one thing forever, you might go crazy. And
yeah, I'm trying to like be as multi-layered as possible. I want to be like have so many different sides, like be in so many different worlds, just to keep things interesting.
Especially as well, I don't know if you ever think about this, but like legacy is important too. And I think if you get your fingerprint on anything and everything, it's better for your legacy.
100%.
What do you think is like some of your goals with music?
That's hard to answer because I've really just so recently been like, okay, like I'm making really good music. So many more people need to hear this. That's still such like a new thing that I haven't even like really like what is like my 1 year goal, my 6 month goal. But I think the goal really is to I don't know, like definitely leave my mark, even if it's just like a scratch. Like I want to be like a part of this world. Like I want people to like think of Godly the Ruler as like, you know, like a musical artist or just artists generally. I want people to be inspired by like the work I'm putting out. I want people to remember the work that I put out. I want people to share the work that I put out. I want people to be like anticipating on the edge of their seat for like anything that I put out. And it's not even necessarily like fame or like celebrity status or anything like that. I just want to be like a full-fledged like artist, like who is like really just pursuing their art, and like that is their like living, and that's what like they're known for.
That's beautiful. I think that's really
I
good.
mean, like, listen, if like the money and like the celebrity sides come with it, I'm not mad about that either.
Yeah, I mean, who would be though? Who would be angry? But I don't know. But like, you know who MF Doom is?
Yeah.
That was stupid. I don't know why I said it like that you wouldn't know. But like I think that man literally had like the perfect amount of like he had like the perfect balance of like fame and because he's like like he could walk down the street and nobody would bat an eye. And no one would be like, yo, is that Doom? They would no one ask for a picture, he'd be fine. But it's like if you see that mask, you're like, oh, that's Doom. Like that's more synonymous than like the comic book. I think people, well, I do at least. If I saw the Doom mask, I would think of MF Doom, not the comic book character.
Yeah, almost like forgot like that was from like the
Yeah.
Fantastic Four like comics or whatever. But yeah, MF Doom is ridiculous. Like very, very inspirational for real. Like especially with the whole like mask, like alter ego thing. Like that's something that like I picked up on and like I play with a little bit. Like that's, I don't know. MF Doom is like legendary.
Goated. Yes, yes. So wait, I don't know. Did you say do you produce your music?
I work with like three, like at the time right now, like probably like three different producers, like steadily. That's the plan this summer though. It's just like some of the like stuff that I'm gonna be putting out. I'm trying to like get my hands into the production side of it. I do my like vocal production, like I mixed all my tracks, master my tracks. Like I handled that side of the production, but like the instrumental, like the beats that like I'm throwing my vocals on, like I'm usually working with like three different producers, like some close friends, like some like people that I've met over the internet, just like who sound like really like they just like get me.
Yeah, true. No, that's good. Yeah, I think the best advice I could give you with that is just definitely learning production will bring your music to the next level, and like just like learning how melody fits in with drums and like certain chords and stuff is just so important to making your music just next, like different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I have like a really good ear for it. It's just like, you know, life is, because I mean, again, like still like full-time student, like and I do like millions of things, you know, like aside just from like music, like in so many different worlds already. Like it's like I've been waiting to like find the time to like step into that world, but it's literally right around the corner, and once I do, like you said, we're gonna unlock a whole different level.
That's exciting. I'm sure. Yeah, very exciting. I don't know, because you said you're in school, like what do you think the importance of school is if like music and like this artistry is what you're trying to pursue?
I mean, funny enough, like going off to college and like leaving Chicago and like that whole like experience of just, I don't know, just college life very much like influenced like my music for sure. Like it was just being around new people, like those new experiences that I had was like very like just gave me a lot of time to think introspectively of like who I was as a person, and like once I figured that out, like that was reflected in the music. But I don't know, I mean, it's one of those things being like first generation like student, like, you know, it's important in the sense that I'm like right at the finish line, and if I do get this, like it's okay, it's like it's for myself, but it's also like for my parents, it's like for my younger sisters, it's for like, you know, the family members that are like, damn, look at God Will Go, they're about to do it. You know, I just have like a lot of people like rooting for me, like in that sense, to like finish the school shit. So I'm pushing, and also, aside from like, I'm I don't know how to say this without sounding like ignorant, but I'm a very like smart person. Like I love to learn. I'm just as invested in like learning, because I mean I study psychology and you know, education and educational services, and that's something else that like I think is like really interesting, and I don't have any like issues like devoting like a lot of my time and you know, like headspace to that, because it's like very fulfilling, and just like studying psychology like generally I think it's awesome. It's like it's tapping into that world has been like very like beneficial for like my own well-being, like just understanding like myself and like other people and things like that. And in this world, I feel like even if I, you know, pop off, become crazy celebrity status, I still want those credentials. Like I still want that degree. Like even if I don't use it, I still want it.
No, I mean I think just inherently, if you're doing it for yourself, I think that's where the best intention is. Like if you're doing it for anybody else, that's when it gets like, maybe you don't need this. But yeah, if you're doing it for yourself, then that's beautiful. I think that's something you should fully pursue then. All right, I got a little like one of those like weird questions, but if you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Probably it would be Fishmonger by Underscores. Damn, has to be. That's just what I've been listening to a lot, like the past like 2 months. It came out like maybe in March, and I've like listened to it like 70 times. It's like, it makes me sick how much I've listened to it. It was like one of those things where I was like, please send me new music. I need to listen to something else. But yeah, I really do love that album, and I love every song on it. Yeah, I could play it forever.
What was it called again? I want to check that out later.
Fishmonger, Fishmonger, and it's by Underscores.
Alright, bet. Yeah, we'll check that out later. What do you think the most underrated album of all time is?
Wait, give me a couple seconds.
You're good.
I think it may have to be. Okay, there might be like a better answer for this, but I'm just thinking of like what's usually like in my rotation. I would say Yay by Kanye. Oh shit, that's crazy.
I love
it. Yeah, I love that you have that. Yeah, people were like shitting on that album. I don't know why.
How you can disrespect that album.
Yeah, people were like, it doesn't sound like he really put effort into it. Shut up, bro. Like, listen to What It Leaves and like try to tell me like that's not an amazing record. Either that or like that has to be it. That's my answer.
Where would you put, or like, okay, and I had another question, like, of what's your favorite Kanye album? Is that your?
Oh, that is such a hard question. It really depends on like my mood. Like,
true.
You could catch me, like, you could ask me this at a different like day of the week, and I could probably give you a different answer. But today, I'm feeling. Yay. I'm feeling Yay. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yay. Like, I don't know, do you think My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is like overrated, or do you think that's like worthy of its?
I don't think it's overrated at all. It's definitely like one of like the like best, like one of the most like immersive, well put together, well produced. It tells a great story, and there's such big bangers on there. You got Power, you have Monster, you have
Devil
like
in a New Dress though.
Devil in a New Dress. Like, come on, like it's a very solid album. I don't think it's overrated at all. No.
Yeah, I've just seen people say that. I'm like, that's crazy.
I know, it's like an easy thing to say just because like if anybody enjoys anything, there's gonna be people to shit on people's happiness. I don't know.
So I saw like, yeah, on your TikTok, I saw that like video, and it was like, I don't know, what's the importance of video to music?
Dude, and that's just something I've just recently started to tap into, and like the stuff that's up on like TikTok, like that's like there's like some stuff that we like recorded in like some more like intricate spaces, but a lot of that is just like in my bedroom. Yeah, and like I mean that's where I like that's where I make all like my music out of. That's where I do all like my like video production out of. Like that's really like my workspace is the bedroom. But I think it's a really important thing to tap into, just because it's such an interesting way to like tell a story, and it's such an interesting way to like create. I keep saying this like phrase, but it's such an interesting way to create a world and like get people immersed in the music in like a different way. I think it's crucial. Like if you're really like putting music out and trying to break through, I think it's really crucial to have like immersive, like you know, we want to. What I'm trying to do is like create worlds. I'm trying to create like storylines with like, and the stuff that I have out now is not. That's like B-roll. That's just like stuff that I'm like feeding people just to hold them over until like the main event, like the main course is like prepared. Like what you're seeing now is just like scraps. Like I'm feeding you guys leftovers. I'm sorry, but
that's crazy.
The main entree is coming soon.
Hey, no, but if you're just feeding us entrees, these entrees are pretty fire though. Like I think it's good.
Yeah, man. We're working on some crazy stuff.
That's amazing. I think, yeah, no, and I think lately, like the idea of immersive art is like a lost thing. It's becoming less and less, especially in music, because I don't know, like you see, we got like so many albums last night, like the J. Cole album, and all like the other stuff. And I don't know, whenever I see an album drop, I wish they were more immersive. Like because like with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, there was basically a movie with that. Like.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Like even the Runaway video, like the Runaway short film, like that's, man, I was about to expose myself. I don't know, but like I'm telling you, I'm like so inspired by like stuff like that. I really cannot wait to have like the means and like the team together to do something like that, because why would I do anything else? Like that's such like a genius way to like approach it.
That it's so unique too. It's like so interesting to me. That's Kanye goated for that one. Do you think like what about The Weeknd, like with After Hours? Like you kind of saw how he had that like.
Yeah, there was a whole like storyline to it. Like you saw them get into a car crash, and then you saw them like bandaged up, and then you saw like their new face, and it was like a month-long thing. Like you were like. And people were like, yeah, I had some like some of my friends, like, it was funny, like one of my roommates, we were in the kitchen, he's like, oh, what do you think of the Weeknd thing? It's kind of whack. And I'm like, dude, I'm like, and I tried to like explain, like, he's creating a world, like this is, like, we are living in this like alternate dimension like that they're creating right now. And I think it's really genius. And I think people were like, missing the art behind it, because somebody like people were like asking me, do you think that's real? Do you think he really did that to his face? I'm like, he clearly, like, what do you think?
I know, that's actually dumb. That's actually really stupid. What the fuck? I think like another thing that would be good with your kind of idea, like if you're trying to create worlds, is like creating characters as well. Is I feel like is really important, because it's like you can have those experiences. Like it's like with your art, I'm sure you're trying to show your experiences, show like certain themes, and it's really hard to do it if you're just yourself, you know, like in like getting characters and different characters to represent these certain things. I think that's what kind of like Eminem and like Slim Shady and like that kind of thing. Like different characters for different moods and different energy that you're trying to. I don't know, but I think characters are just really important because
100%. 100%. That's what I was getting at with like the MF Doom thing. Like,
oh yeah.
Like I was saying, like I'm inspired by that. Like, I do like a lot of stuff with like like back when live shows were a thing, like there was like there would be like certain shows where I was like I had like a bunch of like different masks. I had like the like Margiela like spikes, like the thing like that Kanye was wearing for the Yeezus tour, like just like some ski masks, just because sometimes I didn't want to be like me on stage. I wanted to be someone else just because it was easier to, you know, like break through that wall if I was like up there as like my alter ego, and I could do that. I felt like I was a superhero. Like I'm putting on my cape and like my suit.
Exactly. I agree. Yeah, that and it helps. I feel like, especially, I don't know, when me normally is very like almost like I think I come off as like insecure and like kind of like to myself, but it's like, and so if I like go onto stage and like start freaking out, looking normal and like just being all crazy wild, people will be like, yo, this dude's insane. And I feel like I'd be conscious of that too, so it'd fuck up the vibe. So yeah, I think getting into like characters is a good thing. So why do you think you do music? Is there some certain like kind of message or idea that you were trying to portray to the world?
Nothing is like deep as like, you know, like I mean, there's always a message, but like there's not like one single message like that dictates my like whole like artistic intent. I do music because like I literally could not function without it. Like I can't imagine not doing music. I cannot like think about how I would occupy my time, how I would be able to like, you know, replace this thing that makes me so like happy and like make like I feel like super fulfilled. Like anytime like I finish a track and I'm like, and I listen back to it and I'm like, damn, that's like my voice like on this song and it sounds good, and if I put it out, people will be like, this sounds good. And like I don't know, it's just like so much a part of like my life. I feel like if you were to take music away from me, it'd be like I hope this isn't like offensive or like comes off as like ableist or anything. I feel like you'd be like taking away like my legs. Like how the fuck am I supposed to function right now?
I mean, that's that type of passion that I think that right there just makes you more interesting as an artist. It's like if you have that different type of passion that like some people don't, that makes you
like I'm not doing this like as like a joke or like a stupid hobby that I don't care about. It's like like I do this because like what else would I be doing? I don't know.
Yeah, some people. Yeah, no, I think. Yeah, I guess some people have different mentalities, I guess, with music. But yeah, I think that's why I like doing this like little podcast thing. It's like just you hear different people's perspectives, and it's like, I don't know, I got your perspective now. Like, you know, whenever the next time I interview someone, I get their different perspective, and I think it's just such a cool thing to hear how everyone interprets music in a different way, which is beautiful. I think that's the beautiful thing of art. And yeah, that's amazing though. That's amazing. I'm glad to hear people have passion about things they do, because I feel like that's becoming less and less of a thing these days. It's like people are okay with being mediocre.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying. I don't want to like pass judgment on anybody. Like, you know, you like do what makes you happy. Do it for whatever reasons you want. But yeah, couldn't be me. I could never be mediocre.
Deadass. Yeah, no. You gotta strive for greatness until you get it.
Yeah.
So, do you think there'll ever be like a cap for you, or you think like there were all, I don't know, because I think this is just something like, I guess philosophical, I guess that's good for you, but like with life, that it's like once you hit a certain point, like when you've done everything you wanted to do, then there's like the after. It's like, what do you do after that, you know?
I mean, yeah, that's why I said I'm like gotta be like multi-layered, multifaceted, because once we hit the peak with, and I don't even know what the peak could ever look like with music, fuck it, might start branch into architecture.
Hey?
You know, who knows? Yeah.
Tight, actually, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Architecture. Hey, what do you think you would do with architecture then? If you
I mean, it wouldn't be anything like I don't know. I'd probably be something like sustainable housing for like, you know, underprivileged folks. something like meaningful. I mean, I would love to make like beautiful buildings and whatever, but like I would also love to like make sure everybody has a roof over their head. Yeah, but I mean that's literally just like, not that like I study architecture that deeply.
Oh, yeah.
That's just like, if I was ever like gonna like expand into that, like, who knows,
Yeah,
post music career, you know, try to put a house over everybody's head.
True. Is that so? That's like would you say it's like another purpose in your music? Just because, well, I guess with your money, then I guess that's different than music. But it's like if you could help out like your like, for me, if I get that type of money, I'd like retire my parents like
instantly before I do anything else. Like I like, whenever I get like a big sum of money from like whatever, like I feel like shitty spending it on myself first.
Yeah.
So I gotta like I don't know, get my sister something, like throw some shit at the folks before I can splurge on myself.
Yeah, no, I agree. It does good. Yeah. All right. I got 2 more things for you because I think we'll wrap this up soon. So in this, like, you know, huge world of music, what do you think makes you special? What do you think makes you stand out?
I think that, I don't know. I don't want to. Okay, I was thinking too hard to like say something super revolutionary just right then. But I think what makes me stand out and is just, I don't know, I'm never in a box. Like I'm always trying to like jump out of the box. I'm always trying to like break boundaries. I'm always trying to blur lines. I'm always trying to, if this is what everybody else is doing, I'm trying to do that, but also what they're doing just differently. But like, you hear it and you're like, oh, this reminds me of that, but it's not, you know. I'm trying to shake the room. You feel me?
All right, yeah, no, that's really good. And you got anything you want to promote to the people out there that are watching this video?
I mean, I guess just check Godly the Ruler out. I'm everywhere. Literally put Godly the Ruler into any search bar, any social media platform, any music streaming platform, and I'll pop up. And also we have some gems, some amazing works of art that will be coming out in the next couple months, that I'm really excited to get out. I get butterflies in my stomach when I think about like releasing like music or like just art, and I'm really excited for like people to check this stuff out that's coming out soon.
That's beautiful, bro. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, bro. Means a lot.
It was awesome, man. It was super cool to talk to you.
Yes, good conversation, good productive conversation. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Peace.